Hello, people. My name is Kali Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what else? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Tap Send. Yes, Tap Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay, so download Tap Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store, and when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH, and you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama media, Texas, you drew ho. Very soon we'll conquer everywhere. Download Tap Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Tap Send, it's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Capstone E Global Consult Limited. Jumekuo bi a omo fa registered nurses, drivers a omo wo GCC license, NFA securities. Omo ko amaya hodro bi so te se Dubai, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, NFA USA. Na me ne wo kasa sisi akra. Omo pe registered nurses. Omo ko USA. Akoya juma ko jisika pudro. Anne. Na enye we po. Capstone E Global Consult Limited. Esanso boama. Sa wo peka atofri amanone. Omo be ye ho hyehyeye nyina ma. Na wo nsatimi aka ka biara edawa kuma so wa bra wo mre ho enti omo si bra omo so ye sesi a wo behu omo Otema community 9 omo ni Ashama Timber Market ene din hwe animu anasa fra omo en wo 0599 183083 anasa 0302 986573 amanone fo so fra omo +821 021811 Capstone E Global Consult Limited. Your success is our business.
I bring you greetings once again from the studios of Sammy Flex TV. My name is Sammy Flex. This is the editorial put together by my team of producers, Digital Rasta, call him Currency, who is on camera, and Richie Flex, editor, director of the show. If you are here, remember that you are at the right place. And just a soft reminder that we have introduced what we call the Sammy Flex Connect, the Sunday evening show here on Sammy Flex TV, where on Sundays at 7 p.m. you get the opportunity to also appear on our screens live from your location. It is just a matter of you clicking a link that I'll be giving to you on the day, and if you do this, you get to express yourself on some of these issues that we have been discussing over the week. Remember, it's on Sundays 7 p.m. here on Sammy Flex TV, and personally, I have promised that no matter where I'll be in the world on this day, that day we will surely do the show. Everywhere from location, we will do the show. So remember to be a part of it. Already saying thanks to those who have been punctual on it so far. I appreciate you guys. Now, Tap Tap Send is also telling you that just as you have been thinking about how to take care of your family, friends, loved ones, children, parents, and your partners, they are also thinking about you. How do you send the money to these people? They wanted to use their app. The app is called Tap Tap Send. Download it today, put in your bank details, use the promo code SammyFlex, and send this money with no stress. Do it today and thank me later. Now let's go on to editorial number 2. I have some 3 issues to do. First, congratulations to Sarkodie. Once again, he's proven to be a very strong guy. That despite all the issues around him, despite all the abnormalities around him in these times, the fact that he was mentioned in Sarkodie Yvonne Nelson's memoir for having an affair with her or with him, and the pregnancy and the issues around it, I know as a person the past weeks might not be easy for him, but he has been able to sail through. And interestingly, he's doing his things. He's managing himself very, very well and doing everything that he's supposed to do. He has been rocking his shows. When it was his birthday, we saw a moment with his wife when they were having a good time and all that. This is a man who is focused. Like Sammy said, a man who is focused never flops. Of course, he has his eye on something. So forget about what you are saying. He's not going to stop or flop. Now, latest information is that Obede has landed in America. where he's going to have his 15th July 2023 show. That is the World Tour Jams. It is still ongoing. That is the World Tour, the Jams World Tour. This time around, the North American trip or the North American tour is about to happen. And it is happening on Saturday, July 15th. That is the New York concert at the Town Hall. Remember, you can be a part of this. Gate will open at 6 p.m. And we have seen a video of Biddy who touched down in New York City and are telling people that you guys have to go get your ticket now because man like Obede Pombede is in the building. So to my people in America, I have been sending this message across all the time, guys. This is when we also have to support our people. Sarkodie's manager, Angel, mentioned it on the VGMA stage this year. Stoneboy has also been talking about this, and I believe let's change the story. At least, Sarkodie has been recording some successes in the previous shows that he played in Europe, in Belgium, in Italy, in Germany. They all looked good. So now that he's moved out of Europe and going to America, it is my prayer that the agenda continues from there. It is my prayer that you guys in America, you hold him down. At least, I trust my Ghanaians in America. They are not stingy like the other guys. You know what I mean? You know the other guys, right? Of course, everybody knows this, that, yeah, those are the other side. They are a little hard when it comes to spending. But my people in America, they are very soft when it comes to spending. So guys, go there, make Sarkodie proud, make Ghana proud, and let's be part of that particular competition. Sarkodie gave shout-outs to TM Entertainment, that is Terry Mason, as well as Nyasa Entertainment. These are the two bodies who have put themselves together to make this particular show happen. So once again, the Town Hall, that is the New York concert. Let's go there, support this, and make sure that we are going to fill the venue. Whether big or small, let's fill it. I remember a Stoneboy statement where he said, it'll go fill up and full up. So let's make sure we fill it up and we full it up as well. Gate to open at 6 p.m. And one day, we will all be there to celebrate the successes of these guys. Now, let's dash that one and move on to another thing. I know that the Nigerian Ghana story about Ghana's influence on Nigerian music, people still don't want to get it. But almost every day, we keep getting information that still suggests that whether they admit to it or not, that influence is not dying now. Whether they admit to it or not, that influence is not dying now. Again, whether they are bigger than us now or never, that influence is not dying now. And that is what everybody should know. So, just as I did earlier today, that I did not say much because I wanted the videos to do the talking like they say. A picture is worth 1,000 words. In this time around, videos are worth millions of words because this is video, audio, visual. Oh, let me do the audio, visual rather. Audio, visual. Because you get to see everything. So this time around, this video is not new, I know. Yeah, I know. But this is someone who, once again, is confirming to you that this is what Ghana has had on the Nigerian entertainment industry, especially their music world. Yes, check it out. And after that, I'll not say anything. Just as I did earlier today. I'll not say much because let the videos do the talking. Don't say much. Allow the people, let them use their own pill for their own healing. That is what we are doing now. So as much as these information, they are coming up, we will keep reminding you that no matter what, put some respect on Brand Ghana when it comes to music. No matter what, put some respect on Brand Ghana when it comes to music, and that's all. So let's go catch these videos. And I know he's a gentleman you guys love in Nigeria. He's a gentleman you guys admire for his assertiveness and for his opinions. So as much as you guys love him for all these values that I've mentioned earlier, you would also love him and respect these points as well. But they even put it in a tweet. And in this tweet, this is what they mentioned. Or this is what they wrote. That not really to spite anyone, but to make the Ghanaian creative know that they have a heritage to fall on. And also let them know they are doing great. Just dig deeper into yours. we are having 2 different posts. Just follow through. On that note, Rastaman throw 1 stone. And as usual, these are facts upon facts, real facts about Ghana's influence on the Nigerian music industry. Watch this, and we are done.
Nigerians reluctant. Why do Nigerians struggle to give Ghana credits for their influence?
Ignorance. A lot of Nigerians don't know a lot of the things that we're talking about. Like, even the day we release this thing, I can guarantee you that a lot of Nigerians will come in there to argue for no just reason. Even though they have no facts, no figures, they just don't want to be subservient to Ghana in any way. And that's unreasonable a lot, because history is telling you something. You never lived it. People who lived it at the time are telling you that this is what it is, and you are coming out to argue things that you don't know. Just shut up and listen sometimes. Logo is just a double time. That's the sound. That's the Pan logo sound from Ghana. Now you can say that a lot of Nigerian pop sounds, Nigerian folk sounds also have those roots, but it is widely accepted or regarded that Pan logo is the origin of that sound. Now let's bring it back to the hip life era. The hip life era was the emergence of, was how people merged hip hop and high life together. When the Cool jumped on that freestyle produced by Qubits, that sound is basically what is significantly influenced what we know as Afropop today. That beat pattern, that melody, chord progression, that melody type is basically what a lot of us know as Afropop today. Then after that, we're talking about the Pom 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 era, which is Mr. Easy. Mr. Easy's era coincided with not just the Pom 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 era, it also coincided with a lot of the things that people were calling Tonga at the time, and a lot of people were calling whatever at the time. And even look at it now, the two big, some of the big, like even in the UK, for example, which is like another home of Afrobeats, the 2 biggest Afrobeats producers in the UK right now are Ghanaian. Either you want to believe it or not. Afrobeats, which is basically Afropop, borrows its origin from Afrobeats. And the origin of Afrobeat itself is high life. And the origin of the grown name of high life in Africa is Ghana. Either you want to accept it or not. That's your business.
Well, so that was all. I didn't mean to say much, like I promised you. Now let me go on to the very last story in the editorial this time around, and I'll run away from here. So first of all, this is a piece written by a record label boss here in Ghana. He is a music executive here in Ghana. His name is Enoch Ejapon. You can also call him Vim Crew because he believes in having a movement online called the Vim Crew, where they are the fearless guys who talk about anything that they want to talk about, as much as this space is concerned. He put out a long post talking about the fact that lately there is an observation in our music industry here in Ghana, where some people, instead of picking talent from scratch, investing into them and making profit out of them, they won't do it. Rather, they would wait for someone to use his small or meager money or salaries to bring up an artist, and when the artist is becoming big, they would rather go behind him, start negotiations with the artist with the aim of snatching him from that manager or owner or record label. And as it stands now, it has been happening. At least, even as we talk, there is one that is on a chopping board between Lasmid and Kewa. Lasmid is a fresh artist who gained breakthrough with his song, and as at the time, he was signed on to Kewa's Highly Spiritual. But for some reasons, someone sees him and behind doors conversation, and the gentleman says he wants to move on. He doesn't want to sign on to Kewa, who brought him up again. And this has developed a whole lot of controversies and conversations in our industry. Out of this, the gentleman has put out a long piece. I'm going to read this piece and do some 2-3 minutes commentaries on it, because everything that he is saying, he has said it. Whether I agree or I disagree, he has said it, and that's it. I can't say much about it. Now, this is what he says. Are the boom plays, empires, and other distribution labels becoming a curse rather than a blessing to our local music industry? In every music industry, the news of a major label coming in is good news, but in our case, it seems it is becoming a curse rather than a blessing. The music business, just like any other business, has a supply chain as part of its structure, which leads to the marketing and distribution of the product, and in this case, the music. It starts from identifying the talent and grooming it to become a household brand to be marketed for profit. All across the world, we have indie labels grooming these talents and marketing them to major labels for continuous business. And I can give a good example of the Lynx Entertainment grooming the likes of Kidi and Kwame Eugene and marketing them to Empire for continuous business, which still makes Lynx Entertainment the managers of these artists. Another example is George Mensah Britain grooming Camido and partnering with Cross Global. Now, for some strange reasons, there seems to be a new cabal formed in our industry being used to disrespectfully steal artists from their indie labels instead of going directly through the indie labels as the norm. Interestingly, today, if you ask any major label for an advance to build a new artist, they will tell you no without blinking. Yet, as soon as there is a hit, you see them popping up from everywhere. So the question is, who should groom for them to milk? Obviously, they are ready to enrich greedy individual artists and impoverish indie labels that have many other artists under them. Hate do not pop up by itself. I mean, there is almost always a machinery behind it. And these are the indie labels that some prefer to call them angels, as if we are in heaven. In Kwasiasem, these local indie labels will spend all their time and monies to build these brands to a marketable stage, only for these industry cabal who have turned themselves into middlemen, agents to directly approach the these artists who are ingrates and are as greedy as these cabal members and willing to leave their labels after seeing the offers these agents have negotiated with these major distribution labels on their behalf. Now, when these guys steal these artists from their back door with some contractual excuses, what happens is that they break the supply chain and discourages the indie label from grooming more talent since they rip them off their investment. Fact is, these monies come from the major labels into the industry are supposed to go to the local indie labels who will in turn put it back into radio, TV, print, and social media promotion to breed new talent. And so these agents, cabal diverting these monies into their pockets, is indirectly killing the local industry. Now, these major labels are not ready to groom new artists, and these agents acting as indies have no idea how to groom new talent. So why are these major labels encouraging these agents to rip off the indie labels whose job is to breed these talent for the industry? Honestly, I thought these guys were wise enough to think of the future, but it seems greed have made them so dumb that they can only think of the present. This new form of slavery called music neocolonialism is finally destroying the last fabric of our already weak music industry. I mean, how do you steal last made from Kewa, who produces the hits that you as a major label needs to sell? I mean, that's very dumb, since instead of encouraging him, you are rather robbing him of his investment, and you expect him to breed more talent for the market with what monies? Anytime there is these conversations, you always seem to hear names like Boomplay, Empire, etc. popping up. Yes, one sheriff will go, but the opportunity for 20 other sheriffs would have been destroyed. Yes, the industry is so weak that anybody walks in and does whatever he or she wants without any authority questioning the legitimacy of their activities. But that doesn't mean the players should sit and watch these foreigners connive with our own people acting as agents to destroy the industry completely. My question is, are these major labels here to destroy the indie labels, or they are here to rightfully assist them to sustain the industry? Well, I believe they know better and can do better, just like they did with Lynx and other indie labels across Africa. We are observing hashtag Vim movement, hashtag Bemi Cabal. I know my man, of course, he will say he's Bemi. If you understand Bemi, fine. If you don't understand Bemi, let's leave it like that. So in summary, this is what Enoch Japan is saying, that in Ghana, what we are seeing in our music industry is that there are some independent labels, or better still, management people who invest money into new talent, raise them up, make sure at least they get a hit or two, a hit song or two, with their own money. When these hit songs come to these artists, then some major labels And he mentioned some names like Empire, Boomplay, and some couple of people. And some people who have made themselves agents. Agents in the sense that they will call the artist that we have a deal for you. We want to give you a deal. $200,000. Come and sign and we give you. Personally, I've received some of these calls on behalf of a certain artist before. Even as it stands now, we are still negotiating millions of dollars. Whether they are ready to pay or not, we are still waiting. So yes, I know what Enoch Japan is saying. They will come and start giving you offers. But this is what they don't do right. Why Enoch Japan seems to be mad at these so-called agents and the people he calls the cabal and the vampires of the industry. That artist you are looking for, he has a management team. That artist you are looking for, he has a minor label. That artist you are looking for has a manager. But these people would not think about doing business with these labels. They would rather go straight to the artist. And who, like he described the artist as people who are greedy. Which artist will hear $200,000 and wouldn't sign? They would rather ignore right procedures and they'll go and sign, leaving the label impoverished. Because one, the label spent all their monies. Video shoots, buying costume, feeding, some accommodation, buying cars, giving you money, promotion, left, right, and center, organizing events for you, all in the name of making you look good. But unfortunately, when these guys get these proposals from these major labels, they ignore them. And that has become a big problem in Ghana. Like I told you earlier, as we speak, Kewa is battling with Lastmate. Kewa has been going around doing interviews talking about how unhappy or how sad he is about how Lastmate treated him. The story is still on board, on the chopping board, being discussed. So Enoch Japan is not happy. That, okay, let's look at it this way. Go to Nigeria. There is a Don Jazzy who has been grooming so many talents. When these talents start getting breakthroughs and other labels would want to come and do extension, they don't go behind Don Jazzy. They rather deal with Don Jazzy, and Don Jazzy negotiates on behalf of the artist. So he takes his part of the commission, and the artist takes his part of the commission, and work continues. But unfortunately, it is not like that in Ghana. They would rather come to the artist directly and leave the other label to suffer. Meanwhile, the other label also needs money to do more investment. They need money to bring out more talent. They need money to invest in other guys, but they won't do it. And it has been a trend that is ongoing in our country. It's a sad one, and it's my prayer that now that the industry has awoken and we are all discussing it, all these agents, these cabals, and we know some of them interestingly. We know some of them because they are rather the people who would tell these labels that, oh, I can get this artist for you. Okay, if you can get the artist for me, this is your take. If you can get the artist to sign for this deal, this is your take. And because they have some little influence on these artists, they will tell them that, do this, do that, and people will take it up. It is sad. And that has been the trend in Ghana now. So it is becoming difficult for new people to pick up a talent and invest in him or her. Because they know that when you get a hit song now, the next day you come back and the artist is not there for you again. He's gone. The artist is gone to a label. Maybe a bigger label compared to this one. This is a big deal. I know in subsequent days, I'll be talking about this and giving you some of the culprits who are behind this. Enoch Japan mentioned Boomplay, Empire, and their agents. All these guys, the Empire, their agents in Ghana, Boomplay, their agents in Ghana. The same thing happened to Black Sharif and his former management, Wayne Chavez. After supporting the young man, putting in money here and there, giving them good life, one day someone came back and said, this label would want to give you money. They gave money to that person, and right now, there was confusion between these guys over what is going on. And I believe that as it stands now, until we all change the status quo, until we all change our modus operandi, this is not how to build an industry, because as an industry, we should build the industry on succession plan. So the label can have the money, develop talent, let the talent blow, get another one so he can continue, just as the footballers have been doing. If you're a footballer and you work with a team or a management firm, anytime you are going, they would have to pay some commission or some money to the team that they are taking you from. But here in our music industry, they don't want to do it like that. And as to why they don't want to do it like that, we still don't know. As to why they don't want to do it like that, we still don't know. It is very unfortunate. And Japan has pointed it out. Those who are behind it, you guys know yourselves. Desist from it. Else, we will one day openly name and shame all of you. Thanks for watching the editorial. My name is Sammy Flex. We will surely sit down and do this again on another angle. We are out of here. See you in the evening on Showbiz Daily.